Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Commonwealth of United Stars, our Trans-Newtonian start in Aurora Forex C# 2.11. We in the set up a Trans-Newtonian empire. Those videos you can go and check out in the description below if you want to go and actually see exactly how we set everything up and how you would set something up before Trans-Newtonian start. And I'll also be releasing the database a little bit later into the series, so keep along with that. We're going to go over what we do have and what we are in command of, and then we're going to begin playing the game. If you do enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm now back with new content, so feel free to do so. And if you want early access, like members got to the other videos earlier in the week, you can become a YouTube member and support me, as well as get early access to content like this. So, what is our situation? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Griffin, or Alpha Centauri. Griffin is the home world of the Commonwealth of United Stars. In the Alpha Centauri system, it is a binary star system, and I will bring up right now for us the current situation. We have 1 billion people living on the planet of Griffin in the first star, which is a G2V spectral classification, with a similar mass to the Sun. We also have a Super Jovian in the second system that has a bunch of Saurium on it. We have not yet explored our survey locations, and there are Lagrange points connecting both of the stars together. In terms of our roleplay / what I'm going to be kind of trying to enact, we are going to be considered at least for the start, a small power with a decent military, but focused primarily on tech. We are a democracy, and we are a commonwealth that have come together in the greater good after an exodus from Sol, an exodus from Earth. We have found ourselves on Griffin. We've rebuilt our technology, and we are looking to now go journey into the stars. And so let's walk through what we are going to be using to do that. So, in terms of ship designs, we have a destroyer fleet and some escort carriers. We have 3 escort carriers, and I'll bring you up the naval organization. We have 3 escort carriers, the Apollo, the Artemis, and Hephaestus. They are used for escorting our convoys. We have our main forces, which are destroyer squadrons. We have 10 destroyers in total. The Lysander class is our destroyer leader. We have Achilles class, which is our main offensive destroyer, and then we have the Merlin class, which is our destroyer escorts. These make up the bulk of our offensive fleet. Again, our primary doctrine is to defend ourselves and defend our coastal line over anything else. We then have a support fleet. We have tankers and supply ships and ammunition ships and mine layers and military transport ships as well. In terms of our Coast Guard, we have a formed up Coast Guard, which essentially their job is to protect planets and patrol in system. And they have no access to ships bigger than 5,000 tons. Their larger ships are the frigates, the Ares class frigate, which is primarily its job is to patrol and also hunter-killer, destroy larger vessels and then retreat. And then we have multiple light attack wings, 4 LACs each with size 6 box launchers, and a couple hangar defense platforms with strike fighter bombers on the orbital defenses. A couple of spare platforms. We have 4 survey vessels, the Agamemnon, the True Sight, the Vigilance, Seeker, and the Seeker, and the Vigilance and the Seeker. We have 2 colony squadrons. I actually need to rename that. That can move 200,000 humans at once. And we have 4 fighter squadrons that can move 50,000 tons of cargo at once. So 8 ships in total. We have a fuel transport squadron and a bunch of fuel stations that we will be needing to move. And that is the extent of our forces. In terms of our industry, we have a total of 800 construction factories, 200 online factories. So we have a lot of industry going for us. We have a lot of fuel and maintenance supplies, and we live on a prairie world. We also can handle a lot lower gravity as well. So what we're going to be doing immediately is we're going to start off our construction efforts. I'm going to begin by producing 2,000 tons of infrastructure at a 20% capacity. I'm going to begin by producing 100 more mines to be built at 20%. We're going to build 4 more military academies. We're going to start investing into research facilities. We're going to start building 10 at 10%. And then the remainder we're going to put into construction factories. We're going to build 100 construction factories at 30%. And we're obviously going to need to add more to this over time. But that'll be our starting order. Mining-wise, we started with 1.6 million quantity of resources on our homeworld. However, we are lacking in certain areas, and that will mean we will need to, of course, begin expanding outwards. Shipyard-wise, we have a bunch of naval yards, a bunch of commercial yards, and we are going to be able to start building plenty of vessels. I'm not going to build any new military vessels yet. I feel that we have plenty for our needs. But I am going to begin building some more freighters immediately, as well as some more troop transports and a couple more tugs as well. We're going to get those ordered up. In terms of research, we are going to begin setting up our research accordingly. In terms of energy weapons, I'm going to put a lot of focus into trying to get our laser technology up. And then in terms of power and propulsion, we don't have the greatest scientists in here, so I'm going to put 5 science. Accordingly, we're going to get some minimum engine power modifier. Sensors and fire control systems, we don't have a scientist for that, unfortunately. And we are going to go for defensive systems, and I'm going to begin researching cloaking theory, actually. And then for missile and kinetic weapons, we're going to put 10 labs into missile... where is it? Yeah, missile agility... No, warhead strength. And then the remainder, I'm just going to keep over here. We don't have a construction and production scientist yet. But I'm going to start researching into mining production increases. And also, I need to introduce our ground forces. So we are starting with 4 garrison divisions, which contain 100,000 tons of ground forces each. These are going to protect our worlds. And we start with a single marine division of 200,000 tons with IFVs and heavy weapons. And these are going to be our main strike force capabilities. We also start with a lot of planetary defense battalions. In that vein, we're going to start training up some more forces. Specifically, I'm going to begin training up some more marines. So I'm going to order up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to order up 2 more marine infantry regiments. We have 8 facilities, so we will be doing just that. 3, 4. I need delete that task. We're gonna train the battalions first, and then we'll train the regiments. So I need the battalion and then 2 more regiments. Wealth-wise, we're doing fine, but we will have to check back. And in terms of governor, I want to make sure that we're mining as much out of the ground as possible, ideally speaking. And yeah, let us start off as well with our fleet orders. I want to begin surveying immediately those survey locations, so I'm just going to set these guys up accordingly. So deployment exceeded, and then also if deployment is exceeded, then resupply overhaul. If fuel is less than 40%, then you're going to refuel from colony. There we go, all done. So we'll go and begin surveying. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move these harvesters. So fuel harvester squadron 1, I'm going to tractor any ship and fleet, and we're going to take them over to, I don't know, I'm going to name actually. Alpha Centauri B, we're going to name this to New Jupiter to start with. And we are going to take over our tugs to New Jupiter. And release tractored ships accordingly, and then we're going to refuel and then cycle those move orders as needed, and then we'll set up fuel harvesting directly from there. In terms of cargo transports and worlds we should colonize, I'm going to immediately send over a colony on Alpha Centauri A2. Kind of like a Mars world, but holler. And then I'm also going to set up a colony on Alpha Centauri B1 to kind of oversee our needs in this side of the galaxy, not galaxy, of the system. We can terraform these pretty easily, but obviously we don't have any terraforming technology just yet. So, in terms of infrastructure, we have 100 infrastructure to start with. I'm going to move with our freighter squadrons, so merchant marine, freighter squadrons. I'm going to move infrastructure. So we can move 20 infrastructure at a time, so we'll do this 5 times, and we're going to unload. Oh, I forgot something. Yes, I did. I must have forgotten cargo shuttles. That is a big mistake. Immediately now that has happened, I'm going to just unlock these designs. If this ever happens to you, just do this, and you'll be able to sort your designs out accordingly. So we're going to then unload all installations on Alpha Centauri A2, and then we're going to refuel from Griffin. We'll repeat that 4 times, and that's good to go. And as part of that, I'm going to order Colony Squadron 1. So 20 infrastructure, we need 100 infrastructure per million people, or 200 infrastructure per million, so we need... So that will move 100 infrastructure, which can support a total of 500,000 people. So we are going to load colonists, unload colonists, refuel, and we're going to repeat that once. Go. And A2, if we know where actually A2 is, I'm going to turn this stuff off, I think. But this is Griffin. So A2 is over here, this world. It's got quite an elliptical orbit, got quite a lot of elliptical orbit. And we've also got the dwarf planet on the periphery. And so, yeah, let's save. One thing that I am going to do, I wonder if we could put it at Lagrange points. I guess we might not, we can't, is do some buoy stuff. And, actually, speaking of buoys, we need to begin building some more missiles. I'm going to order up 100 fighter missiles. I'm going to order up 25 larger missiles, 10 more mines to build. We're just going to build up a stockpile of mines as needed. And let's start to get the game underway. So let's go 1 day at a time. Ooh, okay, let's stop there. So everyone got assigned, obviously. A lot of people got assigned. All of these captains got assigned. And you can kind of see the ranks we have, by the way. Commodore, Rear Admiral of the Red, Rear Admiral of the Green, Rear Admiral of the Red. It's like junior and bigger. Junior captains. Captains of the list. I guess these guys are a little bit more senior. And we're going to keep going along here as we continue. So colony squadrons finished orders. So we have established our colony. And I'm going to rename this population to Sphinx. I'm going to rename the planet to Sphinx as well. Again, if you want to suggest names in the comments below, or suggest anything in terms of naming, lore, whatnot, or what we should do, let me know. So let's continue on as we begin our survey process. Looks like we've got a lot of issues with the admin commands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassign all admin commands. That should hopefully fix it. What was going on there? Guys, I'll have to fix all of this at some point. Freighter Squadron 1 completed orders in orbiting Griffin, so that means that we have Sphinx. Now, one of our big issues is that we only have minerals on our home planet. We do not have any minerals except for on New Jupiter. This is going to mean we need to leave our system as fast as humanly possible. So we're going to be doing some surveying. New jump point discovered, JP1. I'm going to order HMS Vigilance to begin exploiting that jump point. So HMS Vigilance, turn your actives on, and you are going to go into the first jump point of the game. And we've discovered the system of HH Andromedae. We have a single gas giant in the system and nothing else. And so we will continue to go forward here. We've completed production of the fighter ASHMs, which are needed for our fighter wings, which is nice. Commercial hangars wise, we are going to probably need some stuff here. We don't have any civilians yet. We do obviously have our colonists now on system, and we are building up infrastructure. So I'm going to order one of our freighter groups to continue to move over infrastructure to Sphinx and refuel. Another thing, you guys, if you haven't watched the race video, is that we reduced our population growth speed significantly. So, for example, it's 2.5% here on Sphinx and only 0.5% here. And this is going to scale better with our technology levels, which will hopefully speaking help a lot. So we've kind of made it more realistic in terms of our tech levels. So we're just going to keep going forward. We're orbiting Griffin, but I want you to just load infrastructure, send it over to Sphinx, and then refuel, and then just repeat cycle orders. Thank you very much. As much as we can as we build the infrastructure here, and we're going to continue to survey along. Completed more ASHMs. We're going to need that stockpile, because this stockpile is how we're going to win wars. So I'm going to order up 500 missiles to be constructed of the Bravo class. Continuing, sorry. Oh, jump point 2. We discovered a new jump point. Jump point 1, much closer to Griffin, only 300 million kilometers away. So we're going to order, excuse me, we're going to order HMS Agamon to transit through the jump point. Sensors are on. And our first civilian colony ships have launched. Fantastic. And we finished up moving all those fuel harvesters to where we wanted them moved to. So I'm going to just set them up accordingly. And we're going to put them back into their proper group. And we're going to call this Harvester Squadron, Harvester Group 1. And those will be getting a bunch of fuel. But to start with, first of all, we're going to transfer fuel to colony with that guy. Okay. Then we're going to begin harvesting, or not harvesting, but transferring the fuel. So harvest the group. Refuel up stationary tankers, transfer to Griffin, cycle orders until you got, what's that? You can carry another 5 million litres of fuel each, you containing 3. So repeat that, say, 3 times. That's acceptable. Okay. And discovered a system of 25 Ursae Minoris. Nothing in the system so far. We've discovered a new jump point in Ursae Majoris, though. Production of mine completed. Now we're doing buoys. And I think we are, of course, transferring all that fuel back now, which is good to see. Okay, just we gotta be careful that we're getting the correct interrupts. Fuel Transfer Squadron has completed orders. So now I'm going to set it up to, let's go for the fuel harvesters group. So refuel from stationary tankers every... They produce, I think, how much? 10 million litres of fuel, so 180 days, ideally speaking, I think, with our single tanker. So we're going to order for harvester group. We're going to refuel from tankers every 180 days. And then we're going to transfer that fuel back to Griffin. Yeah, transfer fuel back to Griffin, cycle move orders, so that will do exactly that for us. Sphinx is now growing. Planetary governor, we have no planetary governors available at the moment. I'm not sure why. Is it because the level is too much? I mean, we just got the governor for them just fine. Let me just check our governors. You can be assigned. Yeah, assign you to Griffin. Come on. I'm not sure why it's not accepting. I guess because of auto-assignment, so I'm just going to turn auto-assignment off for now on that. Yeah, for now that's okay. And we're just going to save real quick. And we're very, very fast speeds. Very, very fast speeds. Any more jump points we found? Not that I can see. But we are surveying in Ursa Majoris and in HH Andromeda. In fact, I would like some more survey ships, if at all possible. We are going to need a larger... I'm going to up this to 12,000 tons. I'm also going to order up another tanker to be produced. So I'm going to order that to be built. And in fact, we want to probably start moving over some forces. So I'm going to order for a garrison division to be moved over by our troop transport. So military transport squadron, go over to Griffin. We're going to load up a garrison division. We're going to load up the second garrison division. And then unload that on Sphinx, and then refuel from Colony accordingly. 3 more freighters done. Fantastic. They're in the shipyard fleet. We're going to order 3 more up. Again, we are going to need a lot of these freighters to do a lot of different things for us, especially because we need to ship all the minerals back to Griffin, which is going to take obviously some time. And military transport squadron is completed, so that means that we have the second garrison division on Sphinx, protecting it as needed. And we are moving over a bunch of infrastructure to the planet of Sphinx, and hopefully that will get itself sorted out. Go back to Alpha Centauri, and we're continuing to survey the survey jump points there. What was that? Again, I'd love to solve all of this. I got a bunch of people got promoted. A bunch of battalions were trained. So we're going to train up 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2 more infantry regiments. And then we're going to train a marine division from that. Discovered a new jump point in Alpha Centauri again. We're going to send HMS Seeker to go and check that one out. Actives on. Refuel, resupply, then go through the jump point. Gravitational survey completed in Ursa Majoris by HMS Agamemnon, or whatever the hell you say that name. Go through jump point 1 in that system, please. It's a system of Epsilon Horology, which has nothing in it, basically. So it's going to be another blank system. So far, pretty empty, not really looking what I want to look at. Wow, that's a hell of an orbit. We have habitable worlds there. Too high of a gravity. Yeah, too high of a gravity for us there on that jungle mountain world. Those are some massive worlds. Wow, okay. Yeah, too high colony cost here because our gravity is like that. Can I change that actually? Because it's a bit screwed up. Yeah, let's try and change that. Ideal gravity. We'll do ideal gravity 1. It makes sense. And that should then sort this out. So yeah. Now that is a very habitable looking world. So that is on Cygni B. So Cygni A is here. And there's not a lot there. Okay. Now Cygni B is a long way away. We have a gas giant, actually, though. We have a gas giant in Cygni A. So we could terraform. Yeah, we could make a Lagrange point, and then we can put a Lagrange point in this gas giant, and then we can connect the two. Is that 35 billion people we could potentially have on that world? Jesus. Okay. This is a super Earth of a super Earth of the super Earth. Like, these are some very big. This has a much lower max pop because it's got 98.6% liquid hydrosphere. So it's very much a liquid. Wow, that's one hell of a system we've discovered there. And I hope there's no aliens. Again, I'm thinking we need a stabilization ship. So I'm going to create a engined ship for jump stabilization. We're going to go for a commercial engine, and we're going to go for a jump point stabilization module. And then we're going to go for additional fuel storage. Actually, you know what will probably be quicker for us? Is make this not a ship. Make this a station. So we'll call this the Jump Stabilization Station. And we're going to order that to be produced immediately. Base station, Jump Stabilization Station, attack. I'm going to order 4 of those to be built. And I'm going to cancel. I'm going to put that at 20%. And I'm going to remove, for now, mines. I'm going to up into queue that instead. Well, we'll have a survey, that's for sure. New jump point detected in HH Andromedae. Very nice. Again, I'm a bit nervous about 61 Cygni here. Let's went over an elliptical. Now, because... So, that's the star's orbit around the other star, okay? So, the planets should heat up over time, if I'm correct here. But not that much. It must be too far away. So, these worlds... 1.25 years. They're pretty long periods. But these worlds on this star, okay, which has a massive perihelion and a massive aphelion, a pretty big aphelion, and they orbit it. But the actual worlds themselves, relatively speaking, if you have a look at this, are pretty non-eccentric. Like they're pretty circular. They're stable, like proper planets. That's really big. Let's turn on survey bodies, by the way. Do we have any resources on this gas giant? No, we do not have any resources on this gas giant. However, again, a gas giant means we can put a Lagrange point there very easily. Attack 1 constructed at Griffin. So I'm going to order for that to be brought in. I'm going to bring that into the Merchant Marine. I'm going to put that into a Tug Operations Command for now. I'm going to order for the JSS Attack 1 to be moved over to specified ship. I'm going to move over this to 61 Cygni and begin stabilization efforts immediately. Achilles class was built. That's fine by me. Okay, done. This is attack 1, begin stabilization. Very good. So we're again going to go and see 3 more freighters built. We're going to order up another 3 freighters to be built as well. 1, 2, 3. If those worlds have really good amount of minerals on them, we could be in a big amount of luck here, ladies and gentlemen. A big, big, big amount of luck. So I'm going to actually hold a HMS Seeker. HMS Seeker, how much fuel do you have available to you? Let me have a look. Survey call, HMS Seeker. 82% of your fuel. You have a total max range of 115 million kilometers. So I'm going to order you into the Alpha Centauri B1 system. So we're going to go have a look. Let's actually turn events on as well, of course. Junior, make sure there's nothing happening that's too bad for us. How is colonization going? Sphinx is at 3.63 million people now, which is nice to see. And we're going to be moving up our colonization. Arethusa class built at Griffin. And 2 more caravan tugs were built. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what is in this system. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Now that is very good. I like that very, very much. Another space station. We're going to put that into this. And then I'm going to order the tugs to move the second one to Ursae Minoris. Police, refuel, do accordingly. Completed. And then we're going to begin stabilization efforts. It doesn't look like does not look like, ladies and gentlemen, that there is any aliens there. And to terraform this, what would we need? Remove the carbon dioxide. That's a lot of carbon dioxide, and it's going to take a very long time to get rid of that. Jeez. If you remove the CO2, that would make the atmosphere likely breathable. Then we just have to cool it. But the CO2 is heating it anyway, so it would just be a removal of the CO2. And then also, if we wanted more max population, it would be removal of the hydrosphere. But wow, that's pretty impressive, to be honest. Okay, we're going through the surveys here. And infantry battalion is trained. Let's do mineral concentrations as well on the map. That's going to take a very long time to survey. The true site has finished up our complete survey of the system. I'm going to order you to refuel, resupply, and then head over to 61 Cygni immediately. We've hit the jackpot, ladies and gentlemen. We've hit the jackpot. Potentially. If there are no minerals here, it'll be nice, but it won't be as good. This is a very defensible location if you think about it like that. Attack version 3 built, or the third attack version was built. Freighter squadron unable to load infrastructure. That is fine by me. So I'm going to order that to stop. And I'm going to build 2,000 more infrastructure at 20%. And that will be going to the second star of the Alpha Centauri system. But this supports plenty enough infrastructure and is getting us our second colony in the system. And I'm okay with that. Ordnance-wise, we just finished that up. I'm going to order up another 500 of the fighter ASMs to be built. And that should be okay by me. Achilles, you're using the larger ASMs? Yes, you are. And then the other one's using the other ASMs, I'm pretty sure. So those will continue to produce those as needed. Okay, B3. I think this is the world we're talking about here. So it's got minerals. It's got minerals. What minerals does he have? B3 has 37 million tons of gallicite, 18 million tons of sodium. Not the greatest accessibility. However, there's still a lot of resources that we can pump up, and we've got a lot of space to put people to mine. I'm pretty happy with that one. In fact, I'm pretty damn happy with that one. Vigilance. Do transit. New scientist was created. Will anything happen that I need to be concerned about? Oh, yes. The division was trained. I think we just finished that division up. The system of Lambda Reticuli. Nothing in the system. Back to 61 Cygni. I want to see what resources we have, and then we're going to end the episode off right there. Inactive research facilities on Griffin. So I'm going to assign new as needed. And we're going to continue our survey efforts. We're in the second year so far. Production of those stations done. I'm going to order construction of some more Anubis class stations to be built, because we're going to need more fuel as we begin to expand out. Okay, that has resources. B4 has 75 million tons of uranium on it. That's making that worth the trouble to mine, because that can fund essentially all our uranium needs forever. So 61 Cygni is going to be a big place for the Empire, or for the Commonwealth. And I'll see you guys next time. If you want to see more content like this, check out and become a member. If you enjoyed the episode, remember to leave a comment. More support, the more likely I'm at to put up more episodes. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Please don't like and subscribe. Really does help me out. Goodbye.